Let's talk about stigma, baby. Do 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 do. Right, so first thing, I said in my last vlog that I was going to really try to shoot these vlogs every Sunday and get them out no matter what. I've changed my mind because I reckon this isn't a diary entry, it's something I really care about, and it's best to do it when I'm in the shape where I can properly communicate what I think. So I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm going to get these vlogs out when it feels right, because it makes it a much more enjoyable process, and I've just realised that they're really hard to do. So there might be one a week, there might be 2 in 3 days, who knows? I don't know what I'm doing on a day-to-day really. So like, just look on my Facebook page or Twitter and I'll release when my next video will be, and it will be groovy. I'm sorry, that was... There have been loads of reasons recently that have made it so important to talk about stigma. But first, I want to have a celebration. So that was meant to be a party popper, but my housemates are asleep, so I used 21st birthday celebration confetti. Thursday the 4th of February is National Time to Talk Day. Schools, universities and workplaces all over the UK will be taking just 5 minutes today to actively engage in conversation about mental health. It's brilliant. By unifying on this one day to talk about mental health, we can break the silence and challenge this weird, mystifying taboo that surrounds the words mental health. It doesn't need to be there. Go away, mystifying taboo. You might have noticed that I have glasses on. This is because I need to be intellectual, Rachel, because I want to talk about types of health. And I really wanted to have one of those pointy things that people use to point at things, but I don't have one, so I've got a wooden spoon with the number 5 on it. In my opinion, there are 3 different types of health. Physical health, and it can vary. So you can have a cough or a cold or a broken leg or things more severe. There are levels, right? Then you can have sexual health, which needs maintenance as well. You can be abstinent, or you can practice safe sex, or you might have gonorrhea or something more severe. So that also needs maintenance, maintain. Then there is also mental health. So you can be feeling great, or you can be quite low, or you can be having a breakdown. There are lots of different levels also. I'm sure there are other areas of your health, but I'm not talking about them. So there's this thing in Britain called the stiff upper lip, which means that generally if someone asks how you are, you answer, "Oh, I'm fine, thank you," and that's it. And so social media makes everyone think that everyone is like, "Ooh, yay, we're having a party, ooh, ooh." When actually it's much more like this. And I just feel like it would be really good if we were able to talk about this, because it's a much more realistic representation of how we feel on a day-to-day. To be clear, mental health does not equal mental illness. We all have mental health and we all need to look after it. I know it seems obvious, but you'd be surprised. I've heard a lot of ignorance and misconceptions over the years, and apart from being offensive, it worries me because I know people will end up unaware of how to ask for help if and when they need it. Stigma is a theme that will come up frequently in these vlogs, I reckon, because it's something that can brew from ignorance so innocently, and it's something that needs to be battled. You know, it's historical. People with mental illness have been treated differently, excluded or brutalised for years. But stigma is like this horrible, stinky fart in a room, and you can let it linger if you want, or you can open a door and let it see its way out. The way I see it, mental health stigma can manifest in 2 ways. There's social stigma, which is when people with mental health problems are subject to prejudice and discriminating behaviour due to the psychiatric label they've been given. Which obviously means that anyone feeling any inkling of a symptom is going to find it so difficult to ask for help when they need it. Then there is self-stigma, which is so damaging. It's something that can occur in people for so many different types of reasons. It's when a person internalises their discrimination and turns the stereotypes adopted by the public on themselves. It sucks. People end up discouraged from pursuing opportunities that are fundamental for achieving their life goals because their self-esteem has hit rock bottom. Why try becomes this mantra. There's an awareness of the stereotype, agreement with it, and applying it to oneself. I feel like I need to say, you are not defined by your mental health, whether you're well or unwell. There have been so many times where I felt that I would never recover, but I found that being able to talk openly about my mental health has been invaluable in my recovery. Mental health problems affect 1 in 4 people every year. It's a ridiculously huge number. And what is more, we're living under a government that is cutting service budgets and leaving them underfunded and overstretched. It means people that need help, regardless of severity, are suffering. People are dying. That's just true. But we can take small steps to end the stigma that their inaction is perpetuating and see what a difference our combined efforts can make. So please, today, Thursday the 4th of February, take the time to talk about mental health. Have a conversation. Google something you don't know. Be brave, be bold. I know it can feel scary, but admit ignorance. Grow, learn, take risks, and help us to end the stigma and the silence. Thank you so much for listening. And if you like my video, then please like it or subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, then write them under the video. Or feel free to tweet me at Raynwoks, R-A-Y-N for Nigeria, W-O-K-S, or like my Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Raynwoks. Thanks so much for listening. Again, peace and love.